Welcome to Extreme Knockout in High Definition. This show is sponsored by Corona, the official title sponsor of XKO. Drink responsibly. I'm Chris Bussey.
I'm Antonio Perkins.
Hayward, the hybrid Charles. I'm 6'2". I just weighed in at 169.5 officially. I'm 191 right now. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Michael Craycraft, live here in Dallas. Fight out of Dallas MMA and 300, Carrollton. 6'1", 170 pounds. Pretty much just a freestyle fighter.
My background, my dad got me in Taekwondo when I was a little kid. I quit doing that when I was like 12. And I started doing Muay Thai, JiuJitsu, wrestling, and boxing when I was like 18. So it's about a good 4.5 years now. So
a lot of cardio, a lot of sparring. I'm gonna try to pressure a lot. So I want to make sure I'm in really good shape. So that's a lot of my preparation for this was just getting ready for that, to push the pace a lot. So.
I consider myself a mixed martial artist, so I like the high kicks, I like punching, kneeing, elbowing, and everybody knows I finish most of my fights with submissions, so I want to be as well-rounded as possible.
The only thing I don't know about him is he's a good jiu-jitsu guy, so I did a lot more jiu-jitsu, really worked on my stand-up. I feel like he's a tough opponent for sure. Definitely not looking over him at all, but I'm pretty confident that I can end the fight, pretty quickly. So
tonight I'm fighting this man named Michael Craycraft. He's a black belt in pancreas. I've only seen his last fight. I'm pretty sure it's over a year ago. He hasn't thrown anything that I've never seen before. I'm going to win this fight.
I thank all my coaches at Dallas MMA 300, my wife, my family. They're all going to be here tonight, so all their support. So let's thank them too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I want to thank. I want to thank my mom, my dad. Without them, I wouldn't even be here. I want to thank Execution. He helps me out a little bit. I want to thank FTO, Fear Tapping Out. They helped me out a little bit. I want to thank my gym. I train at multiple gyms: Ironside Mixed Martial Arts, Genesis Jiu-Jitsu, the gym here in Arlington with Team Takedown. I want to thank those guys for sure. Stephen Hall, I train with him on Sundays from Pesadelo Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody, a lot of people I haven't mentioned, but y'all know who you are, you know what I'm saying? I'll be sure to mention y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is in the 170-pound weight division. It will have 3 3-minute rounds and is sponsored by Blue Energy. Your referee in charge of this contest is Don Church. Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighters. Fighting out of the blue corner, he's a trained freestyle fighter who holds a professional fight record of 2 wins and 2 losses. He stands 6'1" and weighing in at 170 pounds. Representing Dallas MMA 300 from Dallas, Texas, Michael Craycraft. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he's a trained freestyle fighter who holds a professional fight record of 1 win and 2 losses. He stands 6'1" and weighing in at 169.5 pounds, representing Ironside MMA and Genesis Jiu-Jitsu. From Fort Worth, Texas, Hayward, the hybrid Charles.
Antonio, last time we saw Mr. Charles fight, he ended up losing by a really nasty knee bar, and now he's fighting again tonight. He's going to be fighting a guy, Michael Craycraft, who's one really tough fighter and a fantastic grappler and striker.
And here we go. In the Valley 2-Day white shorts, we have Hayward, the hybrid Charles. In the black and white trunks, Michael Craycraft.
Well, Michael, of course, trained out of MMA 300. I know Michael personally. Training with him, he's a wonderful guy, and here we go. Let's see how this thing starts out. Craycraft coming in, couple shots real fast, tied it up, and Charles putting this up against the fence. These guys wasting no time. Michael swinging around the back, coming around the other side, hitting some shots in the back of the head.
Absolutely. You know, here we have two fighters, just great physical capabilities here, both strong. And here we go, Hayward Charles going for what looked to be an armbar.
Yeah, real tough to do when you don't have a gi to hold on to. It's kind of a high-risk maneuver.
Absolutely.
And Michael right away up on top in Hayward's guard, and Michael is going to do some ground and pound here. Obviously, a student of Cyprian Hagen's, who Cyprian, against Steve Hess and one of our later the past XKOs, really put some punishment on Steve Hess, and great striker. And then now we're seeing Craycraft, heavy hands, no stranger to being in the guy's guard, but this is ground and pound.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys are used to fighting in a larger cage. Here, it is kind of a tight quarter cage, and it gets you right into the action. And you got Michael with Hayward up against the fence, not close enough for Hayward to stand up. Michael's doing a pretty good job staying heavy on him and continuing to throw these punches. He's gonna stand up, get a little more leverage. I don't know that he looks comfortable. I don't think he wants to break out of the guard here. I think he's comfortable striking inside of there and giving Hayward some punishment. Now, you may not have heard, but Michael Craycraft's corner was yelling, breathe, breathe. Don't exert yourself, take your time, and breathe.
Yeah, well, in the heat of the moment, regardless of, and Hayward trying to loop over that arm and do a sweep. Michael was having none of it. But here you go, Hayward spins it out and goes into a Kimura, and Michael flips out of that. Now, nice. Hayward has reversed positions, and Craycraft now has got to defend in the guard here against Hayward Charles.
You can hear the crowd, the emotion of the crowd pulling for Hayward Charles as he goes to town on Michael Craycraft.
Michael's not in a really great spot here. He's defending any possibility of a choke. Ooh, nice knee to the kidneys there.
That was a great setup. If you missed it, Hayward Charles used his knee, go for the kidney shot to take the back of Michael Craycraft. Great setup.
Yeah, it really was. It was smart. He's throwing some punishment here. He's got here we go. We got tapped 10 seconds, and he's going to step over. It looks like he's trying for this, maybe for an arm bar, but nothing's going to happen here.
Now. And that's the round, ladies and gentlemen.
Round one over. Hayward did a good job at the end of that round to try and score some points, but it really, Michael owned this, and again you see Hayward got in a little trouble there because he tried for a high-risk maneuver, which was that armbar from a standing position, and Michael was having none of it. And right here we're going to watch as Hayward went for a sweep using the shoulder sweep and turned it into what could have been a Kimura, which had Michael defending it, and then Michael found himself having to pull guard. Here again we're going to look at it, and you can see he locks up into the Kimura. Michael, fortunate that he's got as much room as he did and fought out of the legs there, because Hayward doing a real good job. You want to lock up those legs so that your opponent can't flip over like Michael was eventually able to do.
And look at that nasty right hammer fist. Couple of them in the back of the head. The ref didn't stop that, or he didn't warn.
They weren't intentional.
They weren't intentional.
When things are moving that.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Knockout coming in to round two. I'm Antonio Perkins, joined with Scott Groff.
Yeah, and Antonio, pretty intense first round. I mean, that was a non-stop 3 minutes. Both these guys exert a lot of energy, and I got to tell you, I saw Michael yesterday at weigh-ins, had a chance to talk to him, and he dropped quite a bit of weight for this fight. The guy is breathing hard. You look right here, you can see he's breathing out of his mouth. Charles is not. I'm a little concerned with Michael's cardio right now.
Here we go, going into round two, touching gloves. Now in round one, points-wise, who would you have given it to?
Well, I'm giving it to Michael, but right now, you know, Michael took a little grace to the chin there, needed the head, locked up. And listen, right here, Hybrid is immediately going for a guillotine choke, and he has got this thing in
And
tight.
that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, wasted no time in round 2 taking care of business. My goodness.
Hayward, the Hybrid Charles, gets his first victory at XKO.
Well, you know, right here, there's the punch that's got Michael ducking his head, and Michael steps in to protect himself, but immediately gives up the neck, and Hayward wraps it up over the arm, under the neck, gets that thing. You can tell that is super tight. Look at his face. I mean, he knows he's got it. Once he got his legs wrapped around and put some pressure there, Michael had no chance. I mean, that was a really classic guillotine choke on his back.
Absolutely. You know, just while we're watching this replay, you noticed that Hayward gave a little bit of a knee to the head of Craycraft just to make sure he had his head down a little bit lower, sunk it in, lights out. That's all he could do.
Yeah, and Michael's laying on the ground, and I think for no other reason. I think Michael, that weight cut might have been a little bit, you know, something for him, because he was really gassed after the first round, and you know, Michael is a cardio machine. I mean, he trains like nobody's business, and so I think that maybe the weight cut affected him there. I think Hayward probably walks around closer to this weight, and you know, it's a shame that both these guys, you know, I love to see, you know, the full fight go, you know, 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
But in this case, you know, we're looking at a situation where Michael appeared to get gassed out after that first round, obviously disappointed, and Charles, boy, he took advantage of it. Antonio.
You know, Hayward Charles, 3 points I want to make. You know, in round 1, he almost had a Kimura.
Yes.
Great technique.
Yep.
Shows his jiu-jitsu skills. Going into round 2, a nice right, or was it a left, excuse me,
Left hook, yep.
to today's Craycraft, and he capitalized with a clinch, a knee. Hayward followed his game plan, executed perfectly. Not to take anything away from Craycraft, but Hayward Charles definitely earned this victory.
Yeah, he definitely, without a doubt, he earned the victory. Michael's got to be disappointed because in the first round, he had Hayward up against the fence. He was in his guard. He was laying a lot of good punches, a lot of leather. Gave Charles a second to come over with the, you know, try and set up the shoulder sweep, which he eventually, you know, locked into a Kimura. I think Michael was very fortunate to get out of that Kimura when he rolled over, because if it hadn't been for Hayward not locking up, you know, if Hayward had locked up his feet, I think that could have been the fight right there. So he was, you know, Michael was fortunate, and I think, again, the weight cut probably affected his cardio. I don't think we saw 100% of a Michael Craycraft that everybody is expecting to see.
Well, we may not have, but we definitely saw 100% of Hayward Charles coming into this fight. And, you know, speaking to him, he said to me, third time's the charm, I want this win.
23 seconds into round 2. By tap out, Hayward, the Hybrid Charles!
You know, Antonio, Hayward's a great guy, but at this moment I don't like him because I've never seen a 6-pack. That's an 8-pack, man. He's feeling good, but right here again, Michael laid some good punches, but right there's the attempt for the shoulder sweep into the Kimura. Had Hayward locked this up a little tighter around the legs, he might have gotten it. Craycraft was really lucky to have the room to roll into the cage and get out of that. And then he took some punishment for about the last 30 seconds, and that was a heck of a right punch to the chin.
Absolutely, you know, and this was technique 101. Stay with it, be versatile, and find an opening.
And here he leans in at the beginning of the second round. It was quick. The left locks up. As you pointed out, there's a quick knee to the head of Craycraft. Michael's chin's down, but not down enough. Hayward locks it in, sinks it under the neck, stretches the legs out, and Michael is forced to tap out. It was a great finish. Again, there's the knee, there's the lockup, falls down into the guillotine, stretches the legs out, pulls in tight with the neck, and basically removes the neck, head from neck.
That's all the action that we have tonight on Xtreme Knockout. I'm Antonio Perkins.
And I'm Chris Bussey. Make sure you check out XtremeKnockout.com for all your latest information and upcoming live events.